For years now, fans have been waiting for a live-action adaptation of arguably one of the best video games for modern-day consoles. While it was officially confirmed a while back that it was indeed happening, we only now received a full-fledged trailer that's taking us inside a world plagued with the half-dead. In today's video, we'll talk about everything we know so far regarding The Last of Us live-action from its trailer. Starting off with the beginning of the trailer. The trailer starts off with a question that Ellie raises. If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
The question quite literally provides a starting point for the series, since it's also the same question that's being answered, or at least trying to be answered in the game. The Last of Us's biggest conflicts has been that if survival is focused on self and not for the greater good, that is, humanity as a whole, then what's even the point? And what's the end goal, really? Joel, who we play as the main character in the game, has made peace with this question while trying to maintain his relationship with Ellie, as he takes her across the country when he's assigned the job as a smuggler. The first trailer gives us our first look at a run-down post-apocalyptic US city. Although they may have a lot hidden underneath, the scenes look gorgeous and bright and provide just a tad bit of hope for the characters and viewers, at least for those who haven't played the video game. Following up, the similarities between the trailer and the game. We already know that the show's based upon the game of the same name, but how similar is it going to be in terms of the story and locations? By the looks of it, it will probably be a lot similar, if not identical. In the first scene shown in the trailer, we see a golden building in the distance that looks like the Massachusetts State House, but it's not really it. It's a very important location since that's the place where Joel and Tess are supposed to deliver Ellie to a bunch of militants known as the Fireflies. But that's just one scene, and we can't come to conclusions regarding the similarity with just that, unless there's more. Right after the first scene ends, we see Joel hiding behind a gun showcase from a clicker. For those wondering what that is, clickers are humans that have been infected in the world of TLOU. Once they go through a process, they turn into these zombie-like creatures called clickers. What's even more amazing, though, is the fact that we get to hear a very genuine clicker sound, exactly like in the game. They use these sounds for echolocation. Viewers could also catch a slight glimpse of the clicker behind the showcase, so it's not just the sound, but the actual thing as well. Just a few seconds into the trailer, viewers have been assured that the adaptation will be a strong ode to the game. Coming up, what would it mean to have such strong similarities to the original material? We're sure that no matter what, the show's going to be very entertaining to watch, not because of the storyline, but also because of Pedro Pascal's acting ability. Although it must be said that fans may enjoy it being so similar, it also means that it will be highly predictable and may not be able to provide the thrill that many may be expecting from it. Although if it succeeds in becoming a hit, it will be enjoyed by viewers who aren't in touch with the game. Some things that are heartbreaking may still be true in the show, as they were in the game. For example, Joel lost his daughter to the infection. People assume sudden death if getting grabbed by a clicker, and if the series also covers the second game in the franchise, we'll also have to relive the death of a very beloved character. Next up, Ellie's role in the series. Those who have played the games know that Ellie is just as important in this series as Joel, although she hasn't really seen the tragedies that Joel has gone through, or maybe she's just better equipped to cope with them. One thing that's great to see is that her sarcasm and wittiness are still intact, which hasn't changed between the game and the series. We see her imitating an infected person in a scene, but stops when she reads the room. It's also important to know that the way she carries her bond with Joel is all that's going to carry the show, and by the looks of it, this is exactly what the HBO exclusive is hoping to focus on. What's more is the car scene ahead. The next major scene we see is Joel and Ellie traveling to someplace in a car. Ellie's holding a map, guiding Joel while they both talk. Their conversation goes something like this. Ellie asks Joel if she was family, and he replies that she's not, that she's actually cargo. This highlights a very important aspect of their relationship. We saw a similar resistance from Joel in the game, where he's unable to open up to Ellie or accept her as a family for a long time. But we also saw what happened at the end, right? So all hopes are up. It also explains why Joel needs to keep her at a distance, because after his own daughter's death, he just can't afford anyone else to hold him down emotionally. Ellie, on the other hand, with her naivety and humor, will break into the wall that he's built around himself. Let's now learn about the journey to find the cure. Cure. Throughout the trailer, we see scenic shots of an abandoned world where the protagonists are constantly traveling. This shows that they're looking to get to someplace. We know that it's the same journey they made in the game to get Ellie to a Firefly doctor to study her and look for a cure. Not just that, Ellie, upon Tess's question of why she was worth the risk of traveling to a different part of the country, explains how she is just not capable of getting infected and that she's being taken to a place where they're working for a cure and that she could be of use to them. On the other hand, Joel reveals that he'd be willing to kill Ellie if she so much as twitches. Ellie, in reply, decides to mimic getting infected, as we also talked about earlier. Obviously, the story will be focused on their journey to get Ellie to the place working on the cure, but the most interesting part of it would be to see the contrast between their personalities and how they work it out at the end. Moving on to some other threats as well. Fans already know that our heroes don't only face threats from the infected half-human creatures, but are also constantly in hiding because of other humans. We can see that the case remains true in this trailer as well. We see Joel asking Ellie to do as he says when she says that she trusts him. We see tons of shots of not just the clickers, but also soldiers and militias that are an equal threat, in some cases an even bigger one than the brain-dead creatures. Even the Firefly rebels may not be what they seem to be, and pose a threat when no one is expecting that from them. One thing's for sure, Ellie and Joel are heading towards the fight of their lives heading west. We also hear someone suggesting that the best advice heading west is that they don't go there. And if all of that's not enough, we're also treated with a shot where we can see piles of dead people on the floor, which is very similar to many scenes in the game as well. Finally, we're in for some backstory as well. The trailer also provides some shots that are supposedly Ellie's life before this point. We see a woman holding a newborn baby. We also see Ellie in an abandoned shopping mall, just like we saw in TLOU's game. Not just that, we also get a glimpse of her taking pictures with her friend Riley in a photo booth. The photo booth scene also means that the story from the game's DLC will also be included in the show, and we're all for it. But here's the catch though. If we see Ellie's life before all this, we're surely going to be shown how Joel lost his daughter. Safe to say it was probably one of the saddest scenes in any game we've played, and having it reenacted by real humans will be more painful to watch. Do yourself a favor and keep a tissue box with you at all times while watching the show. That's a wrap for this video. What was your favorite part of the trailer? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.